What up, though, people? This is the Lion's Roar vlog. We are on the first book of Adam and Eve, chapter 52. Let's jump in. All right. Adam and Eve sold the first shirt. That's the title here. It's a basic title, but let's read because we know it ain't basic. Ain't nothing basic about what we've been reading in this book at all. And if you want to catch up to where I am, everything's posted on my page in the playlist, the books of Adam and Eve. It's in order with an introduction. The source that I'm reading from has a great introduction. It helps you understand the history of the book and the scrolls and where they found it and how it was written and all this different stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and read. If this information, listen, hit that subscription button, hit the notification button so you can know when I drop a new video. By the time I get done, this information resonates with you, please share this video with somebody who you think it would resonate with them too, because if it resonates with you, you probably know somebody that would resonate with them. I appreciate you sharing and showing up. Let's go. After this, Adam and Eve said no more, but wept before the Most High on account of their creation and of their bodies that required an earthly covering. Because now they have to have that. They had to get the skin. Remember, we've been reading in these books of Adam and Eve. The Most High already told them, like, Adam, you worried, but I had to put this skin over you that can regulate hot and cold. You didn't have that before. So now they're having to find another covering because they are, they said, like it says in the previous chapter, they're stained. Their bodies are cold and hot at times. They're trying to figure all that out. So now they're figuring out, oh man, we might need a covering at certain times and during the night because it's getting so cold, man. We freezing, and when the sun come up, we burning up. Like we have to take some of this stuff off. All right. So, and then sometimes with the sun, you can't take that skin off, so you're just gonna be hot. It's like. All right, so then Adam said unto Eve, first man said unto the first woman, oh, Eve, remember Adam and Eve, that was not their names, y'all. I'm sorry, it's just one day names. I know that's like a big thing to some of y'all. Like, oh, yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Adam means first man, Eve means mother of the living, okay? So then Adam said to Eve, oh, Eve, this is the skin of beasts. So that would mean that they were the first man and the first woman, okay? First humans. Then Adam said to Eve, O Eve, this is the skin of beasts with which we shall be covered. But when we have put it on, behold, a token of death shall have come upon us, inasmuch as the owners of these skins have died and have wasted away. So also shall we die and pass away. That's very interesting. It's like they're trying to figure it out. So he's like, man, they're trying to figure it out. And they're always guessing wrong. One of the things that I always chuckled about when I first read the books of Adam and Eve is that, like, they're always guessing wrong, but then they learn as they go, and it's kind of like, oh, and then they just keep moving, and then there's something else that they guess wrong about, and it's like, oh, and then they keep moving. Then there's something else that they guess wrong about, and it's like, oh, and then they keep moving. So it's very interesting there. Let's see. Okay, so then Adam and Eve took the skins and went back to the cave of treasures. And when in it, they stood and prayed. Okay. And they thought how they could make garments of those skins, for they had no skill for it. Then the Most High sent them his angel to show how to work it out. And the angel said to Adam, go forth and bring some palm thorns. Then Adam went out and brought some as the angel had commanded him. Now, right here, I just felt the spirit. I feel the spirit saying that they would have known these higher angelic beings. They would have been able to see them. Okay. So perhaps Lucifer and his minions were actually scurrying around that boy. But I also believe, and we're going to see later on as we continue to read the books of Adam and Eve, and especially in book 2, we're going to see some dare I call it shape shifting. But we're going to see that Lucifer pops up in them humans too, right? So then you kind of got, it's intricate like that. But I do believe, the Spirit is allowing me to understand that, like, yeah, they would have known about those beings because they knew about them. They knew about them. Look, Lucifer, like I said, Lucifer swam up to Eve and was like, hey, you ain't got to listen to what that thing told you. You ain't got to listen to that. You ain't got to listen to that. You can... you can do this, that, and the third. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. Let's look at this real fast. Number trees in math, word trees in English. This called a tree, right? Okay. In wrestling, Chris Jericho has the learning tree. Right, the tree, it's a system of organization that comes from the top, and it's highly like specific. Okay, this comes, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and it kind of spreads out and goes under, spreads out, goes under, and it's like a tree. Okay, so they call it like a tree, like an evergreen, right? So did that mean a literal tree, the literal fruit? Because we can call fruit a lot of things. The fruit of my labor, fruit of my loins, fruit of my thinking and my mental toil. Right? So, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, in other words, you can do this, not that. You this can happen and not that can happen. All these things that he told you that you can't do, you can do all this, but you can't do that. And he's like, no, you can do that. Look, watch this. I'm about to show you. Look, because he said you would die. You ain't gonna die. Look, I've been doing it. I ain't dead. But he didn't pay any attention to that higher state, and he was jealous about the humans for being able to get back to the higher state. So he was dead. He just didn't want to be real about that. He was separated, but he wasn't physically dead. So was it a literal tree? Or was that tree spiritual or metaphorical, or both? You understand? Like I said in the last video, sometimes these things could be both physical and literal and spiritual. Like they could have multiple layers, but then sometimes it could only be spiritual. Sometimes it could only be physical. Sometimes it could only be literal, but it may have a reference point back to a concept that helps us learn something in the spiritual, or from the spiritual, we pull it into the physical. Understand? All right. So anyhow, hold on. I lost my place, y'all. Hold on. Hold tight. Okay. So the angel said to Adam, go forth and bring some palm thorns. And Adam went out and brought some as the angel had commanded him. Okay. So this is happening. Then the angel began before them to work out the skin. So this is happening. Okay. This is happening. Excuse me. Then the angel before them began to work out the skins after the manner of one who prepares a shirt. And he took the thorns and stuck them into the skins before their eyes. And the angel again stood up and prayed to the Most High God that the thorns in those skins should be hidden, so as to be, as it were, sewn with one thread. And so it was by the Most High's order, they became garments for Adam and Eve, and he clothed them with that. From that time, the nakedness of their bodies was covered from the sight of each other's eyes. And this happened at the end of the 51st day. Now, that's very different from what we get in the English saying. And even when the Most High talks about the physical skin that he put over their original state, because he tells them you weren't even in that state to even have to worry about that physical skin. Now I got to put this on you. Now you got to be covered up sometime to protect yourself from the elements. Because remember in the last chapter it said they were stained, hot, cold, all these things going on, right? Like they're trying to understand their state. So we're seeing layers of this clothing, which is very powerful. This is what I appreciate. I'm just grateful that the Most High blessed me to be able to do this. I'm humble, but I'm grateful because I'm learning with y'all. And this is amazing to me. Like, this is amazing to me. I've read this book of Adam and Eve before. All this stuff that I'm about to read to y'all, I've read it all. Over the last however many years it take me to finish it all, I've already read it all. That's what I'm saying to y'all. Like, word by word, I've read the whole thing all the way straight through. So, but I forget some of this stuff sometimes. And it's like, this is powerful. Because here now we have multiple clothings and coverings that happens. Not just the one vague one in the English where they're trying to just kind of just flippantly move past it real fast. Like deeper details and information is a beautiful thing. And again, like I said, it's not negating the spirit of the Most High. It's not negating the sacrifice of the Son. It's not negating your need for redemption and salvation. So let's dig in and figure out what we got going on so we can have a higher and better understanding of what we're worshiping and following. Especially to get back to the truth of it when it's been held from us by people that decided to deceive. The scripture said they would do it, so it doesn't change the power of the Most High that they did it. That's another thing. You got these people that kind of want to be like, oh, I can't believe that because how could if God is so powerful, how could he allow that? What? Okay. That's what you want to say? All right, cool, whatever, dog. Let's keep pushing, y'all. So he closed them with that. From that time, the nakedness of their body was closed in each other's eyes. And this happened at the end of the 51st day. And then Adam and Eve's bodies were covered. They stood and prayed and sought mercy of the Lord, or of the highest one, and forgiveness, and gave him thanks for that he had mercy on them and covered their skin, their body, their nakedness. And they ceased not from prayer the whole of that night. Then when the morning dawned at the rising of the sun, they said their prayers after their custom and went out of the cave. Right there it says, then when the morn dawned at the rising of the sun. I don't know what that means right there. When the morn dawned at the rising of the sun, I don't know. I think that's a typo. I think when the morning dawned at the rising of the sun, they said their prayers after their custom and went out in the cave. That's what I think. That makes sense. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And Adam said unto Eve, since we know not what there is to the westward of this cave, they haven't been there yet. Let us go forth and see it today. Now they're starting to realize we ain't getting back to that guard. We might as well. We got these clothes. We starting to figure out how to eat. We starting to figure out what that dark one be on. He's hideous. He's deceptive. We starting to understand the spirit of the Most High. We're starting to understand each other. Let's go explore a little bit. Let's figure out what we got going on. Because if he told us now that this is where we're supposed to be, let's figure it out. That's the spirit of the Most High in them, pressing forward and trailblazing and looking to go and try to create something for themselves. Create. It's the spirit of the creator in them. Then, okay, so, and Adam said to Eve, since we know not what their, that was the final verse in chapter 52. I'm going to go ahead and do chapter 53 real fast, and then I think I'm going to end it on chapter 53. Yeah, because chapter 54 is fairly long. So we're going to go ahead and do chapter 53, and this is going to be it. The prophecy of the western lands. They were not very far from the cave when here he comes. You already know who about to pop up with his ugly, hideous face. When Satan came towards them and hid himself between them and the cave under the form of two ravenous lions, 3 days without food. This man, I love this type of stuff. Right here, we now have Satan in a different state. We now have Lucifer, the devil, that dark one, in a different state. Not as a serpent, not as a hideous creature, which we still ain't, we don't know what that being is. Like, we don't know. We just know it's hideous. But then, what does it say? The form of two ravenous lions who are hungry. Get up in their minds and trick them to send them against the humans. That shows you right there what we're dealing with is spiritual. It shows you right there what we're dealing with. We're dealing with frequency. We're dealing with vibration. We're dealing with, the energies that's different from the Creator. It's total opposite of the life and the love and the acceptance and the beauty and the forgiveness, and all the high things that is the creator of the humans and of the universe and of the earth. Totally opposite. So now he's showing up in two ravenous lions, 3 days without food, that came towards Adam and Eve as if to break them in pieces and devour them. Then Adam and Eve wept and prayed for the Most High to deliver them from their paws. Then the word of the Most High came to them and drove the lions away from them. And the Most High said to Adam, see, so now why can the lions be driven away? Because the Most High gets the push over all, man. Hats off to him. The Most High gets the push over all. The Most High gets the final word over all. The Most High God, Yahweh, gets the final move over all. So where they were sent by the lower vibe, that dark one, that Satan, that deceiver, that devil, that Lucifer, that liar, that destructor, then the Most High comes and he sends them away. How? Because they here because of the Most High, man. It's in everything, like I said in the other videos. He got the Most High's in everything, even the dark one, even Lucifer, even that Satan, even that devil. So that's why he was able to move the lions away from him. And especially because they the early humans. They're going to get the response quick. They're going to get it. They're going to get that response. And I'm telling you now, in my own life, I've experienced where the enemy has sent people, situations, things my way, and the Most High protects me. Yes. When I cry out and I call out, he protects me, and I get word back. Oh, such. They said that and they did that, and they went way left after that. They went through a whole bunch of stuff. Or they started not being able to do ABC1, and certain stuff happened, and then the next thing you know, it's like word always coming back to like, okay, mess with the Most High children if you want to. Especially the ones who really walking it out. We really not the ones you want to be doing that with. I'm just saying. For that same reason and why that ravenous lions that the enemy had pressed them upon Adam and Eve, and the Most High like, nope, get gone. And they had to go. Okay? So, and the Most High said to Adam, "Oh Adam, what do you seek on the western border? And why have you left your own accord from the eastern border, which was your dwelling place?" Here they go again, venturing off. Now, this is interesting because their venturing off this time seemed like, to me, it would have been like kind of like Enterprise and sort of going into, exploring and trying to figure out what they got going on. So this is very interesting because now we're starting to see that the Most High is looking for them to petition to him like, hey, let's find this out now. What should we be doing, Most High? Instead of me getting out here just moving, because I don't know what's going on. This is your creation. I'm your creation. All of this is yours. So what should we do? And wait for the word. You understand? Then go. But they just out here moving. And sometimes that's a lesson for some of us right there. That's a word. You just out here moving and you ain't waiting. You ain't being patient. I just had this conversation with my brother, my best friend. The only friend I really got at this point. You understand? And it's just like, we just had a great conversation about it. And I just told him, like, man, Anyway, Most High, the Spirit saying, hurry up and get back to let me get back to my point. All right, so let's get back to my reading point where we was. He says, why did you leave? Where was your dwelling place? Now then, turn back to the cave and remain in it, so that Satan does not deceive you, nor work his purpose in you. So I don't think they would have been in that. It means go back to your covering that I provided for you. But I don't think they were going to be there for, I think it was just going to be them learning more, praying, figure it out, talk to Most High. Most High tell them ABC 1, 2, 3, you can do this, you can go there, you can move here, now you can move out, you can do that, you can do that, you do this, don't do that. And they're going to have to start figuring that out to learn to listen to the prompts of the Most High. And not Satan. They keep responding and getting tricked by Satan, but then it's like they question the Most High, and it's like, that's not setting well, bro. And the Spirit always asks him about it, like, yo, and he's always revealing that to them about their state. So he's like, go back and remain in it, so he don't deceive you or work his purpose on you. For in this western border, O Adam, there will go from you a seed that shall replenish it, and that will defile themselves with their sins, and with their yielding to the behests of Satan and the lower one, and by following his works. So in other words, your seed in here, in this area, that's what's gonna happen. That's deep right there. And why could that happen? Because the transgression, and also because, how can I say this? Them ones that the Most High just highlighted to Adam, that was like they gonna cause some issues, those are Satan's seeds. Remember what he said in Genesis between the woman and the serpent, or the serpent, right? And the woman says, hey, between your seed and his seed. Why does he not say that to Adam and the serpent? He says it to the woman and the serpent. Two different pieces of DNA. So like I always maintain, I believe that Lucifer, that Satan, that dark one, was the first parasite upon us. And I believe it imprinted onto Eve because Eve had the DNA to be able to be imprinted upon as the female. That's what I believe. And I believe when she went back to her husband and showed him whatever that dark one showed her, that ended up on her husband as well. And so when Cain, we're jumping ahead here. Well, actually, we're not jumping ahead. We're going backwards. But, well, really, this is like a prequel. Because I came up to Genesis chapter 5. And then before I went to Noah, the Most High said, I want you to read the books of Adam and Eve now. And it's very interesting that in the introduction to the books of Adam and Eve, you can go to my playlist on my page, on my YouTube page, on this YouTube page here. You can go to the playlist where it says the books of Adam and Eve, listen to the introduction, and the introduction will tell you that it takes place right there in between. It's right up in there by Noah. And that actually, where the books of Adam and Eve ends, moves into Noah. That's when we're going to jump back up to Genesis chapter 6 and continue. After I finish the books of Adam and Eve. That's what the Spirit told me to do. So, you know, here you have it. Here you have it. That's why those seeds are going to come out of him. And it's already foretold they gonna do some stuff in this this right here. They about to be tripping. And yeah, we're gonna in book 2 of Adam and Eve. Oh, we gonna get into it deep. What they be doing? Just the stuff they be doing is like, whoa, like early, wild head type junk. It gets it very interesting. How Lucifer is moving, how Satan is moving, the devil is moving, how the people is moving is different. It's different. You start to see the devil wanted to trick the humans, and he was able to do some of that. But that's where the humans have to choose to. You either gonna move up to that higher state with the Most High, or you gonna stay in that lower state with the devil. What it's gonna be. So he tells them what's gonna happen. 2 more verses, then we're done here. Therefore, I will bring upon them the waters of a flood. Man, listen to prophecies. Therefore, I will bring upon them the waters of a flood and overwhelm them all. But I will deliver what is left of the righteous among them, and I will bring them to a distant land. And the land in which you dwell now shall remain desolate and without one inhabitant in it. After the Most High had thus discoursed to them, or had communicated to them, they went back to the cave of treasures, but their flesh was dried up, and their strength failed from fasting and praying, and from the sorrow they felt at having trespassed against the Most High. All right, that's the next one, or that's this one. Come back for the next one. Y'all be blessed. Peace.